Right then, it says here, section 6.4, lines through two given points and parallel lines. Well, lines to given points. Well, let me just decode that. Here's a real question, question 2, and here's a real question, question 3, taken directly from page 65 straight into grade B. It says C is the point minus 2, 4. There it is. D is the point 0, 2. There it is, 0 long, 2 up. Find the equation of the line CD. Now, remember, gradient. It's working blue anyway. Gradient. I'm going to take any length triangle. I'm going to take the whole lot actually. Look at this. If I take this, I want to go from there down to there. I possibly can. It's not brilliantly done. And from there across there. Let me write for you what we have. We have from minus 4 up to 2. I've got a height of 6, so my y part is 6. And from minus 2 across to 0, look, across there, I've got 2 units. So here I go. My gradient is going to be my y step over my x step, or my height divided by width. And I've got 6 divided by 2. And so my gradient is 3, and it's positive, it's going around the positive way. Now, to find the equation, I must also note the intercept. And my question to you is, where does the line cross the y-axis? Answer, right there on 0, 2. So the intercept is 0, 2. That's the coordinate. Put it all together, let's get an answer. What is the equation of the line? Y equals mx plus c. Well, that's your m, your 3, and that's your c, just there, your 2. Alright? So here we go, substituting into the general equation. Y equals 3 x's plus 2. And that's that. Now the next one is clearly a negative gradient. It says E is the point, let's go back to red or something. E is the point minus 1, 6, there it is. And EF is the point 3, 5, 3, there it is. Here I have a lovely line segment. So to find the equation, let's take a nice big triangle straight down there. So that's 3 units, straight across there, and that's 6 units. Let me write it in for you. Right, from 3 up to 6, my y part is 3, and from minus 1 all the way up to 5, that's 6 units, isn't it? Look, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. So here I go again. My gradient, you can see, is negative, so I'm going to put a minus there. It's the y part divided by the x part. So what have I got here? In fact, let's just get rid of the minus there. Now we're going to put it, it's going to be minus 3 divided by an ordinary 6 gives us minus a half. And there is your gradient. Alright, so the whole thing is your m of the gradient. Back to blue, and now we're going to do the intercept. My question is, it's very hard to see this, but we're going to do it anyway. It's going to be where it crosses the y-axis. Now look, I think that's trying to be 0 along, obviously, and 5.5 up. Doesn't have to be a whole number, so don't be scared if it's like in between 5 and 6. It's trying to be 5.5, but I don't think it's brilliantly done. So the intercept is 0, 5.5. And let's just change to red just to highlight that. That is your c value. So we know y equals mx plus c. Don't have to write this each time, but I'm teaching it obviously. So my equation is y equals m, the gradient is a half, well, negative half rather, minus a half of x, plus c, and the intercept is plus 5.5. A very ugly little equation, but it's completely correct, and that's it. I might do some more without a picture. It's only a 4-minute video. Let's just go to the other side and do a couple more. Right there. If I jump straight into question 4, it says find the equation of the line joining the points 2, 7 and minus 2, 6. So I've got to imagine I've got the points 2, 7, and I've got to imagine I've got the point minus 2, 6, and I've got to get an equation out of that. Now you don't have to draw it, but it does help to make a quick rough sketch of what's going on. So 2, 7 say is maybe there, so let's just call that 2, 7, and minus 2, 6 is likely to be about there somewhere, minus 2, 6. Again, it's only a rough sketch. At least you can see you've got yourself a positive gradient. Fair enough? So here we go. That's positive gradient, isn't it? It's sloping that way and not that way. Right. How do you get the gradient? Well, you may recall that you find the average x value. So I've got here's my average x value, 2 plus minus 2, then halve it, and so 2 plus minus 2 is 0. So I've got 0 divided by 2, and the answer is 0. Now look at my y coordinate. Average out the y values. I've got 7 plus 6. Divide that by 2, so that's 13 divided by 2, and 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. Therefore, I have a midpoint of 0, 6.5. Right. Gradient time. How do we get the gradient? Alright, let's do a little picture. The gradient is going to be the step in that direction, and I've gone from 6 to 7, it's only 1 unit, and from minus 2 to 2, that's going to be 4 units across. So my gradient is going to be my y divided by my x, which is going to be 1 divided by 4, which is a quarter. Now my intercept. Now this is tricky, and now I know I've worked out the midpoint. I didn't need to do that, but I knew it was going to be significant in terms of the answer. Now look, we know y equals mx plus c. Alright? We know that's true. So I know the gradient is a quarter, so y equals a quarter of an x plus c. Now, if I know a coordinate sits on that line, I can take its x value and its y value and substitute it into this partially finished equation and work out the intercept c. Now I want to work with 2 and 7 because they're both positive numbers. So here I go. I want to substitute my 2 into here because that's my x value, and I want to substitute my 7 into there because it's my y value. So what have I got? I've got 7 equals a quarter times 2 plus c. So 7 equals, well, a quarter times 2 is a half plus c. Therefore my intercept c is going to be 7, take this over, take away the half. Answer, c equals 6.5. Now look, I worked it out earlier when I worked out the midpoint. I wasn't supposed to do that, but I knew it was going to be important in terms of the final answer. So what is my equation? Let's just go blue. Altogether, y equals mx plus c. It's a really difficult one, isn't it? And here we go, straight to the answer. Y equals m, the gradient is a quarter. There it is, just there. So I've got a quarter of an x, and it's positive, 6.5 plus 6.5. Now look, there we go. It just happens to pass through the midpoint of the line joining these 2 points, and that's just really interesting the way that worked out. And let's just read it over again. Find the equation of the line joining the points 2, 7 and minus 2, 6. And I'm very, very happy with that. It's a shame it's such an awkward little answer. It's not a very pleasant answer, but this is the higher level at grade B after all. And it's the first one done without picture. Now, if you don't trust the answer, I suggest you go away, plot a quick little grid, plot the points minus 2, 6, plot the point 2, 7, join them up, and just do the quick gradient yourself, like I've done there. And you see right there, you've got the point 0, 6.5, and it is in fact the intercept as well, because 0 is on the x-axis and it's 0, and 6.5 is on the y-axis. Therefore, that is the intercept, and I'm happy with that. And I will stop for now because it's getting a little bit long.